Imagine you're standing in the middle of nowhere, miles from the nearest town, surrounded by a blanket of wilderness. Despite the isolation, you whip out your laptop, and within seconds you're streaming videos, sending emails, or participating in a video call. How? The secret lies miles above your head, beaming invisible data to you across the globe. This is the magic of Starlink Satellite Internet, a feat of engineering that has redefined how humans stay connected. So, how does Starlink actually work? Let's break it down. At its core, Starlink relies on a massive fleet of small satellites orbiting Earth at low altitudes. These satellites form what's called a constellation, blanketing the planet with internet coverage. Unlike traditional satellites, which hover tens of thousands of miles above Earth, Starlink satellites operate much closer, about 340 to 1,200 kilometers up. This low Earth orbit is key to Starlink's game-changing low latency, which means quicker data transmission and less delay for users. But what does this orbital network actually do? Picture each satellite as a relay in the sky. When you're connected to Starlink, data from your device travels to a small dish on your roof, known as the Starlink terminal. That terminal then sends your request, like opening a YouTube video or loading a web page, up to the nearest satellite overhead. The satellite receives your data and beams it down to a ground station, a specialized hub on Earth that's connected to the global internet. And here's the cool part. That ground station sends the information all the way back to you through the very same satellite and terminal, completing the circuit in milliseconds. Unlike previous satellite systems, Starlink's speed is enhanced by its sheer coverage. With thousands of satellites in orbit and thousands more planned, it avoids congestion and ensures that no single satellite is overloaded with data. And because they orbit so closely, they can hand off connections seamlessly as they move through the sky, maintaining a steady stream of internet. One more interesting feature: Starlink satellites communicate with each other using laser beams. This sophisticated inter-satellite communication allows data to route through space without even touching the ground, making transmissions faster, especially in remote areas or across oceans. Of course, challenges abound. Deploying satellites en masse requires significant resources, and keeping them in low Earth orbit demands regular replenishment since their orbits decay over time. Still, with innovations like reusable rocket launches, SpaceX has managed to make this futuristic network relatively cost-effective. So, what does Starlink mean for the world? In short, it's a revolution. Not just for those in underserved or rural areas, but for humanity's greater dream of universal connectivity. Each satellite overhead is a step closer to bridging the digital divide, ensuring that no matter where you are on Earth, the world is always within reach.